Hi viewers, and welcome to another racing-based preview of this weekend's thoroughbred racing. Plenty of Group 2 racing this weekend. We've got the Dato Chimnan Stakes at Moonee Valley. Over at Royal Randwick, we have the Chelmsford Stakes, Furious Stakes, and the Tramway Stakes. So I'm joined by Chapman this morning. We're going to take a look at the races and see if we can find a winner of each of the feature races for you guys. So Rick, how are you, mate?
Very good for a man of my habits, thank you. And got plenty of money. Had a good week so far.
That's good. Actually, one other I forgot. We got the Group 2 Mitty's McEwen at Moonee Valley as well, Rick. So I've got one picked out there. I'm not sure if you have, but I suppose we'll get into them and kick off with the biggest one of the day in Melbourne, which is the Dato. Have you got something picked out there, mate?
Look, I think it's fantastic racing this Saturday because I believe we've got the 4 best horses in the country all racing this Saturday. And one of them is in the Dato Chimnan, and that is obviously Contributor. I think he's a superstar. He'll win the Cox Plate by as far as you can kick your hat. And so he will be winning this and winning it comfortably. Yeah,
I agree. I'm going with Contributor. Just, you can't see him getting beaten if he brings that autumn form back, Rick. And although I do have one smoky that I'm weary of, I don't think he can beat Contributor. But if Contributor does run into trouble, Foreteller for Chris Waller can run a cracking race. He was unlucky to finish third in this race last year. He finished 1.7 lengths behind Contributor when they met second up last campaign in I think it was the Warwick. The Chipping Norton. With a bit of luck in running, he could be one at odds, but you've got to stick with Contributor.
Listening to Chris Waller this morning, he gave it a good push. He said, Foreteller's back as good as ever and loves Moonee Valley. So we shall see. But saying that, Contributor's back better than ever too.
Okay. Now, did you have one picked out for the Mitty's McEwen, Rick, or do you want me to take that one?
You can have that. I actually haven't studied it at all, to be honest.
Okay, well, I'm predicting another one for Godolphin here. Furnaces is my top pick. Chautauqua's been installed the $2.20 favourite, but favourites last year we saw Lankan Rupee go down. The year before that was Moments of Change, and he was beaten by a 3-year-old down on that 52 kilos, trained by Darley head trainer at the time, Peter Snowden. That was Caroscio. I'm predicting Godolphin will do a similar thing. They've got another Exceed and Excel colt in Furnaces, and with the 52 kilos, he's going to get the run of the race, and I think he might be a bit too good.
Well, I can add a bit of fuel to that fire. I've spoken to several, Darren Beedman particularly about the best of 3-year-olds, Godolphin, and that horse Furnaces trialled like a bomb. He's probably at the head of the list. And if you look at Exosphere's brilliant win the other day, and this bloke's rated above him, then you might be on the right track. But Chautauqua is a super sprinter, so it's going to be a race that I will watch with a great deal of interest, and probably just exactly those two. But he is flying, Furnaces.
Anyone that's jumping into Chautauqua, he's never raced over 1,000 before. He's probably going to get back to last from barrier 12. I can't see why he's gone up at $2 odd, Rick. I really can't.
No, I think you've pulled the right rein there.
Okay, mate, over to Sydney. Chelmsford Stakes, how do you see that one playing out?
We had a little bit of rain in Sydney overnight, and the forecast is for a little bit more. I don't think it's going to affect the track unduly, probably get down to about a soft 5 or something. Again, the best horse in the land races here, Hartnell. Is an absolute superstar, quite possibly the best middle distance horse in the world. And if so, he just runs straight past this lot with 150 to go and wins with his head on his chest and becomes the $4 Caulfield Cup favourite.
Yeah, you just can't see Hartnell getting beat, can you? He's
superstar
on the rise, and he's got a better turn of foot than any of these horses, as good as they all are. Waller's thrown in 11 runners, 8 Group 1 winners, and funnily enough, you've seen Waller on TV yesterday, and when he was quizzed about the race and how strong his hand is with 11 runners, his first comment was, "I wouldn't mind having Hartnell."
Yeah, look, I think you're on a good second with Royal Descent. She's back better than she ever has been, so she will if there's any chink in Hartnell's armour or he gets caught up in traffic trying to find a spot, she's going to be right up on the pace. And I think she's going to be a major player. She'll run second, but if he gets daylight, if he gets clean air with 200 to go, he'll swoop past her.
Sure. Well, it's looking like a good day for Godolphin. And if we're right, Rick, so far we've got the Dato, the McEwen, and the Chelmsford all going Godolphin's way.
Well, yeah, and they've got a great opportunity in the Furious Stakes as well.
Yep. So speaking of the Furious, where are you heading with that one, Rick?
Oh, look, I love Ottoman, and her trial was magnificent. Best 3-year-old filly trial I've seen. However, I just don't think she's as good as English. And there was nothing wrong with English's trial. She was given no chance to win her last trial, which is exactly what Gay did with Cornichet, and look what he did first up. I think English just sprints a bit too good for them, and she'll get the prize just in front of Ottoman.
Yeah, well, English beat Ottoman fair and square in the Riesling Stakes during the autumn, Rick. So it's hard to argue that Ottoman can turn the tables if both have taken the right steps ahead of this campaign. So I'm with you again, going with English in that one.
Yeah, she's great. It's a great field. It is a great field because Speak Fondly is going to go forward and set up a good pace. Calava Wright, the other Godolphin horse, is in fine shape if you look at her trial. So, and you got that thing of Snowden's Serene Majesty, which won in the midweeks like a superstar. I don't think she's quite up to them, but it does look like Gay versus Godolphin.
Sure. And well, so far we're on the same page, Rick, which is unusual. So
no, let's change.
The next race coming up, I think we'll differ here. We'll soon find out. But how are you going in the Tramway?
Oh, the Tramway. That's a Group 1 field. That is a superb race. There's 5 Group 1 winners in it. And you just, you salivate just thinking about having a bet here, because if you land the trifecta in the first 4, you're going to get paid a mozza, because it'll be $4.80 the field. Flamingo Star will win the Epsom, so I can't see why he can't win this. He box seats better than everything in the race in terms of how it maps. He'll be 3rd or 4th on the fence. He's got the best rider in the world on his back in Huey Bowman. And I know that the Chris Waller camp rate him one of the best in the stable, if not the best. Royal Descent's probably the best. So they just think he's a superstar. And if that's the case, he wins. First seal, Tommy Berry's out of form. I don't care what anybody says. And he's drawn barrier 18. He'll come in 4 because of the scratchings. But she's going to have to get back in the second half of the field just to get in. And as good as she is, her trials were magnificent. She will be running on. But Flamingo Star will be off and gone. Massini's going to be right there too, because he's rock hard. And I think Swain S is a dark horse. But for mine, Flamingo Star wins with first 2 of Flashing Home and Massini in 3rd.
I'm going Lucia Valentina. I think first up, She Can Fly. 2 preps back, she won. Very impressive win, although that was a heavy track. Last prep first up, she finished 2 lengths behind Contributor, so that form looks good enough for this Rick. And again, she was unlucky on that occasion. She came along the inside slow part of the track. With the right ride, Lucia Valentina, and apparently she's come back better than ever. I think she's the one you want to be on in the Tramway.
Well, I've seen both.
It out, Rick. Flamingo Star and Lucia Valentina. And I agree, Swainus the Smoky.
Yeah, Massini's going to be right there too, because he's rock hard fit. I've seen Lucia Valentina's trials, both of them, and she just didn't look as good as she was 2 campaigns ago. But anyway, racing's a different story to trials, and we soon see. But that is a cracking race. Okay,
well, that's this week covered, mate. Hopefully we have steered everyone onto a winner. I'm hoping to increase the bank size of my betting accounts this week. So confidence is high, but we'll see you on Saturday, I suppose.
Yes, and punting's easy. Remember that as you go into battle on Saturday. And get on the Godolphin horses, because it's going to be a big blue day if you don't.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Okay, best of luck, everyone, and enjoy Saturday's racing.
Good
Bye
on
for
you,
now.
Mate. Yes. Ta-da.